Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Well, hey, everybody, on our last show, we talked about a book that I've been reading once a year for like 30 years, and then we've incorporated it into our team's book reading program once a year. We don't read like 10 books, the same 10 books every year. There's only 2 books that we read every year and circle back to, because a lot of times when we do receive information, well, here's the deal. Just keep in mind, any information you're receiving in whatever format, you're retaining like half of it.
If that.
You're hearing a speaker, reading a book, listening to a podcast. Maybe, best case scenario, you're remembering half of that. So if you go back over and over and over and over, you're going to get more and more of that information showing up in your life because you're actually using it and recalling it. So the second book, I know they're saying, Attilio, what is that second book? What's the second book, Adrienne?
It's called The One Thing. And actually, this One Thing book is part of our hiring process.
Yeah.
And
it's one of the steps.
Yeah, and if you listen to our show, you know that we are currently hiring. We're looking for team members. And again, one of the steps is to read The One Thing. It's not a very long book. It's, how many pages? And there's stories. Like, there's helpful stories throughout the book. So it's not just, like, boring stats. It's
there's
it's a good story
200 pages.
Yeah, so
200 pages. You got to read the book, give us a book summary. And here's the response that doesn't get you on the team. I don't read books. I haven't read a book since I left college. I have my MBA. Why am I reading a book and doing a book summary? That was an actual response.
And you know what happened to that person?
Didn't make it.
Not hired.
Too much ego.
Come on the team. Too
much ego.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. This is what I tell people about our hiring process. You'll
be better.
You will receive benefits by going through our hiring process and growth and learning whether we join our team or not. Mm-hmm. Because
whether you decide that real estate is the career for you or not.
What are we testing for? We had our good friend Sophia Chacon went to her coach and said, our good friend Seth, and he said,
and we actually coached with them too.
I have a problem. I like incorporate book reading into our team, but my people, they just don't want to read books. And what did Seth say?
Seth goes, hire people that like to read. Next question. So simple. So success is simple.
Success is simple. It's just, are you willing to do it?
Are you willing to do
it? And we are testing to see if you're growth-minded and or are you open to these concepts that we have as part of our company's culture that's going to make you a better human being and more efficient. So
what do you want to share with us from The One Thing?
So in the beginning of the book, they have an opening. He recounts a opening scene, or one of the scenes in, what was that one with Billy Crystal and they went cattle rustling?
City Slickers.
And so the Billy Crystal character, his name is Mitch, is talking with the real rough, cowboy boss man, Curly. And Curly says, do you know what the secret of life is? And Mitch, Billy Crystal, no, what? And Curly says, this. And he holds up his finger. And Mitch
Which finger?
Mitch goes, your finger? And Curly goes, one thing, just one thing. You stick to that, and everything else don't mean beep. And then Mitch goes, that's great. But what's the one thing? And Curly says, that's what you've got to figure out. So there was a nugget in that book, in that movie, and you didn't even realize it.
So figure out your one thing.
So I would want to leave you with this one statement. The path to more is through less. The problem that we all have in this society is not about accomplishing more. It's about doing less and focusing on less things and having better results by going deeper on a few things. Everyone's like, how do you get it all done? Adrienne and Attilio, running a team, working out, you have your families, and doing real estate at a high level. It's because we focus on the things that are most important to our clients' goals and priorities, not 1,000 things.
And we leverage everything else out and let those things be our team members' things.
Speaking of someone that has a big team, and what would you say his one thing is?
Property management.
Property management. He is the Orville Redenbacher of property management. He said, do one thing and do one thing only. Property management. Who's that?
That would be Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Hey, Duke.
You know, it's really key when you have a big company
Yeah.
to rely on key people
Yeah.
to carry out the day-to-day responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it if I didn't have a great team.
Yes.
You guys have a great team. I have a
Yes.
great team. And we've got a great team of virtual assistants that
Yes.
answer the phones, do all the legwork when it comes to background checks and all that kind of stuff. So teamwork is key. It really is. And
Yeah.
communication.
Yep.
So one of the things that we require of our property managers and myself is to always answer your phone.
Yes.
It is shocking to me how many times I've talked to an owner and say, why are you changing property management companies?
Yeah.
I will tell you that 50% of the time, it's because they say, we cannot get in touch with our property manager.
Yeah.
That's hot. That would
and
work
it's
in real
common.
estate too.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah.
are you changing realtors? Well, I can't even reach the realtor when I need to ask him a question.
Yeah, it's true for all businesses.
Yeah, any
right?
any business.
Any kind of business. Can't get a hold of them.
So like that
Yeah,
is one
so we
key to
put that-
success. Just
Right. We
That's
put
your
it in writing. We have a communication guarantee.
Yeah.
It's our number one first guarantee. And we will always answer our phone or call you back
Yeah.
within 1 hour.
I tell you, I got to tell you guys one story. One time I called Duke. He goes, hello. And I hear beep, beep. I was like, Duke, what is that beeping in the background? Oh, I'm having open heart surgery. I'm about to go under, but what can I help you with?
Yeah. So it's so imperative
Yeah.
to have communication and open dialogue with your property manager because
Yeah.
most of the properties here are $500,000 or above.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we manage anything under $500,000.
Yeah, it's
Just
a lot of money.
normal home is $1 million.
Big investment.
yeah, the condo median sale price is $530,000.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah, $500,000.
And so, it would frustrate me if I tried to call somebody and then
Yeah.
they decide to call me back 2 days later
Yeah.
or
never.
more than that.
Yeah.
How would you know if you needed to repair anything or anything was billed to you, if your property manager doesn't communicate with you?
And you know
Our
what?
second thing is
Yeah.
we have a rent guarantee and we
What's
have an
that?
eviction guarantee, but the first one is communication. It's
Yes.
the biggest one.
Yeah.
The eviction guarantee states that if we put a tenant in your unit and we have to evict them, that we
Yeah.
will pay the legal costs to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
Duke, why is that so important? Maybe like our listeners don't understand the process of eviction and the cost. Let's touch on that.
Well, the legal cost for eviction runs anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep. After you got to serve them, you got to go to mediation with them, and then you got to go back to court with them.
yeah.
It's 3 times you got to go to court now to get somebody out.
That's a lot of stress.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So just hire a property manager, get somebody that you can always say, hey, what's going on with my property?
Yeah.
Or, yes, I agree, change that light bulb. We send out emails all the time. We answer the phones all the time. We take care of owners' properties all the time, full time. That's all we do.
And you guys have a lot of excellent reviews from happy owners.
Yeah.
So
On your guys'
don't
website.
just take Duke's word for it or our word for it.
Take the happy clients.
Look at their reviews.
I was at,
Yep, we have many. We have 500 Yelp
Wow.
reviews, over 500 Google reviews.
yes.
And we do have some 3s and 2s, but they're mostly from tenants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, this business, to
can't
have
keep
a
everybody
tenant be
happy.
happy with you, when they're moving out.
Yeah, you can't
So-
keep everybody happy.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
That's our job, is to run interference for the owner. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah. I was at you guys' office the other day, and the front desk person was just getting one snack or something, and the phone started ringing. You would have thought somebody flipped a grenade into a foxhole because she was like, oh, I got it. And she's diving for the phone. Hello. True story.
Yep.
Yep.
HIPacificpm.com or 445-9223. Give us a call.
All right.
Thank you, Duke.
Thank you, Duke.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so that was Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. He is one of the experts we trust, and you can find out about all the experts we trust by going to teamlally.com, click on the resource tab, and you'll see Duke and all of our other experts right there.
I tell you, though, it's true. I've had that direct experience with Duke. Anytime I call them, now, can somebody answer the phone every single time? No, but I will tell you, Duke will call back like pretty quick.
I mean, the exceptions are maybe he's in the air and he can't, answer, and then he'll like text back.
Yeah.
Or
he could be on a call with somebody else.
Yes, but he does call right back. He's very diligent, and then so are all of his property managers that are part of his company.
Everything flows from leadership, as John Maxwell said. That's another great book. John Maxwell wrote a book called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. But he says that everything flows from leadership. If you want people on your team to be easily reachable and be prompt at returning calls, then you got to lead by example. Hey, speaking of which, if it's that time of the year where you're pouring back into your staff, coming together for meetings, wanting to do a reset for the new year, get prepared for 2025, we offer a free service. We come in and teach a 1-hour course, Adrienne and I. And what's that course about?
It is about the ideal team player and the attributes of them, and just gaining a little bit more self-awareness on like how are you showing up. You just got to look inward.
And so what I do with them, and it's not, everybody's like, it sounds like a bunch of hippy-dippy woo-woo stuff. No, this is from years and years of research from one of the experts in the industry of workplace environments. Patrick Lencioni wrote a book called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, then followed it up with another book called The Ideal Team Player. And so there's the book that you can read together as a team. There's a self-assessment, one-pager, actually double-sided. And I bring it in. It takes 10 minutes. And I have your team do that based on what I've just taught them. And then I put into place or suggestions for how they can incorporate these ideal team player virtues. And I'll share them with you. It's being humble, being hungry, and then being smart. And not IQ smart, but EQ smart, more emotionally, more of the soft skills. And having everybody really paying attention to those 3 virtues, incorporating them into themselves as individual and as a part of the whole to make your organization that much more effective, efficient, and most importantly, profitable. Okay. And how much do we charge for this 1-hour course that we come in and teach?
Currently, it's free.
It's free. We fly to the outer islands. I don't necessarily know if I'd fly to do it just for that, but if we can incorporate it in one of our other trips to Maui, Kauai, Big Island, Konahilo, we'll come into your place of business if it's working.
If we're already there.
If we're already there doing some other teaching and training, which we do.
Because Keller Williams is on all islands.
On islands.
Yes.
All islands.
And we like to pop over there and give back to our other offices.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of giving back, we've got a career night coming up.
What is that, career night?
It's Monday, January 6th from 6 to 7 at the Keller Williams Honolulu Kapolei branch. It's right next to Duraku.
In Kapolei.
Yep. And the doors open at 5:30. So it's going to be a 1-hour training, and it's going to be a panel. Who's gonna be on this panel, Attilio?
Well, one of the people on the panel hosting it is going to be Laura Fleming. She's our president, CEO, helping us run our top producing team. We're going to be having individual agents, team leading agents, administrative people, property manager.
Property manager. Yeah, so it's going to be a nice, diverse group of agents that are sharing their journey, their experience, and then you can ask any questions. Of course, we're going to go through the logistics of getting your license if you are a new person. But this is open to not only new people, but if you are already licensed and
or just thinking about getting your license.
Yep. So this is for agents and for people that are thinking about getting their license. So come on down, HawaiiCareerNight.com, and we'd love to see you there.
All right. So I just, in the beginning of the show, I was reading about the one thing and being about focused, and you get really good on stuff if you focus and you just do your one thing. Speaking of someone that just focuses on one thing, and that thing is mortgages. In fact, her moniker, she's got one of those, her license plate. She has like one of those gold necklaces, and it says, what does it say on that gold necklace?
The Mortgage Genius.
The Mortgage Genius. Who's that?
That's Jodie Tanga.
Hey, Jodie.
Our mortgage genius.
Hi, guys.
Hello. What you got for us?
Well, I wanted to let you know that, rates had been on the rise.
Yeah.
From the time that from right after the election until probably for maybe a while, 3 weeks. And they kind of went back to the worst that they had been.
Oh.
And it was alarming for so many people because they're like, but the Fed just reduced the overnight rate by 0.5%. This is ridiculous, And so it is kind of one of those things that can happen because the Federal Reserve, they do controls and measures and they do strategic moves in order to ideally impact the overall economy. But at the end of the day, the market is the market, right?
Yeah.
And so I had anticipated that, if Trump won, that we were going to see interest rates rise, even if the Federal Reserve had decreased the rate.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to go that much.
Yes.
So long story short, we've come back down.
Yay!
It was, the market, was alarmed and scared, and there was just a whole bunch of stuff happening. There was one day that the S&P went nuts, and it was all-time highs, and then
With
on the flip side,
Bitcoin went nuts.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And then, you have Trump that's okay, this guy's going to be in charge of this cabinet and this guy's going to be in charge of this, and then we're going to create this other thing that never existed before, and it's going to be run by, just a lot was happening. And so the market was kind of in shock.
Yes.
And I think now that everything's settled down, so, really, we're back to as good as it's been in, I would say the past 4 months.
Nice.
And then, Jodie, we have some access to these projections. Are you seeing for next year that it's going to continue to kind of go down, or just going to stay the same?
Seems like the predictions are that it's going to be dropping, huh? Well, that's what the...
Yes.
So I do think that there will be a point in time when they drop.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to be in the next 12 months. I'm hoping that we're stable where we are now, because where we are now is pretty darn good. It's, VA around 5.75.
That's
it's
good.
Conventional around 6.375. It's good for first time, for not first time home buyers, but for primary resident people. It's a little different if you're trying to, buy an investment property.
Yeah,
but
it's a little higher.
But I do think, it's just we have to see what happens when Trump takes office.
Yeah.
Because so much about his macro strategy, it's find money here and stop wasting money here. But on the flip side, if he does move forward with tariffs and whatnot, then it's just tariffs, economically speaking, lead to inflation and lead to higher interest rates.
Yeah,
that's just the way the macro.
Statistically, it's been notated that tariffs increase cost of goods.
That's just what happens, right? So it's hard to say that, the cost of goods are going to go up and inflation's going to go up, but rates are going to go down. It's hard for an economist to say that, because that's counterintuitive. So nobody knows. We're really going to have to everyone just needs a really good lender so that you can actually text. I have this one guy that I've worked with him maybe 3 times in the past 20 years, and he'll just randomly text me, and he'll be like, "What's today's rate?" and I just respond. I'm just "Oh, hey, haven't heard from you in 7 months, but this is today's rate," and he's like, "Ah, thanks, okay, thanks." And I know there's always stuff going on with him. He's a good businessman, and I know he'll call me if he is going to purchase, but it's just really funny because he just is
just randomly text.
Give me a temperature check. Yeah.
He's kind of you're his bookie. And he's like, "Oh, what's the spread on the Chiefs Raiders game?"
So Jodie, with the interest rates, with how they are, like I know that there's certain strategies that can be put into place to, to get the monthly payment down.
Yeah, talk about those.
Oh yeah. We are definitely seeing 2-1 buy down.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the people what that is.
What
Tell
is
the
that?
people what is
So
that.
if I was gonna, if today's rate was VA 5.75, instead of you paying on a 5.75 for the first 12 payments, so 12 months, you would pay on a 3.75.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. And then for the second 12 payments, it's like a step up.
Mm-hmm.
You'll pay on a 4.75, and then for the third year and onward, you would pay the 5.75. So it ultimately will end up at your locked rate, but then the plan is to refinance before that happens.
Yeah.
So sometime in the next 2 to 3 years, the goal is that that rate is going to drop enough for the refinance to make sense.
The other name of that strategy could be lock in your home price.
Yes, that's the strategy.
Lock in your home price.
Lock in your home price.
Well, and the other thing is, the other thing that goes up when costs are going up is rent goes up.
Yeah.
So you know what your mortgage payment's going to be. You know what you're going to be able to get your property for. But if you're renting, your rent is probably going to continue to go up.
Probably about 3%. I mean, here's the deal, folks. If you
more.
buy a home, you're like, "Oh, I don't like being a homeowner. I like rent." Okay. Then just pretend you're renting the house for 30 years and the rent is the same every month.
That's
For
nice.
30 years.
That's nice to be able to guarantee what your monthly payment's going to be.
And then it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you refinance.
Yeah. But when you're renting, it's a gamble. You don't know.
Yeah.
Or the owner might want to sell.
On top of that, it might be like, "Sorry, I'm selling, so you got to move."
Yeah.
That's
no fun.
We've come across clients that weren't selling to buy anything and they were going to go rent, and like, holy moly, it's cheaper to just stay in our home that we own with our mortgage than it is to go rent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll share a story with you, Jodie. I was like 22. I was in college, and I was like, you know what? I want to buy one house. I don't know how. I'm gonna figure it out. And I just cobbled it together. Don't rat me out, but I went and used my Pell Grant and student loans and borrowed money from my dad and my grandfather. It was an assumable first position. I did a note on the second, and I couldn't even afford my realtor's commission, so I took a third note. But I just cobbled it all together, and then I stuck roommates all over the house. I had them, I was like, I get up in the morning, there's Jerry in the kitchen in the cot. "Oh, Jerry, you mind? I got to make some coffee. Don't mind me." But I was getting, $100 for the kitchen, and I'm just joking. But I did rent out the living room for a little bit to a friend of mine. He put his knee through the window, but that's another story. But at the end of the day, my share of the mortgage,
get creative.
And I got the master bedroom and my own bathroom. My share of the mortgage, $50.
Nice.
Like if I was renting, I would have been splitting $1,500, and I couldn't afford that. Isn't that weird? I couldn't afford to rent, but I could afford to own a home. Counterintuitive, folks.
Yep, get creative. We have strategies.
So what's your recommendation for people? They come to you
right
like,
now.
"Jodie, mortgage genius. You're like the 8-ball. They shake the 8-ball. They're shaking Jodie. She's the 8-ball, the magic 8-ball. Should I buy my own house?" 8-ball says.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Just look at the data.
Look in the little
Properties
purple
are going up in cost. So a year from now, you're going to pay more than now.
That's it.
So, and buyers are getting some great concessions right now from sellers.
Yeah.
So even more so, let's capitalize on that.
On these
you
buy
qualify.
downs.
Yeah.
You know you want to purchase. Get it done.
Yeah. We're doing a lot of project management side by side. I mean, literally, I was getting swamp-o-cole the other day, trying to uncover a sewage pump cement cover, because it was like the buyer just was wanting to feel more comfortable that they knew where it was, and the owner was off island. So I literally took my shovel over there and dug it up, uncovered it, and showed him where it was. And he's like, "Okay." Then I covered it back up. But
we do what it takes.
Do whatever it takes to help these sellers get their homes closed. and buyers get into homes.
And Jodie does the same on the mortgage side.
That's it. I always like Jodie when it's up when the stuff hits the fan. Call Jodie. But you know what? Call her so that you don't in a situation where the stuff hits the fan. Call her now.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Jodie.
Thank you, Jodie.
Thank you, guys.
So that's Jodie Tanga, the mortgage genius from Pacific Rim Mortgage. She's an expert we trust. You can find out about all of our experts we trust on teamlally.com under the resource page. We are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking to Al Rosen, the founder of Tri Fitness. With the new year upon us, it's the perfect time to hear about how Tri Fitness can help you kick off your 2025 health and fitness journey. Plus, we'll get the scoop on the next Tri Fitness competition.
So stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Dickens 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to her good friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see these signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, 10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today is the founder of Tri Fitness, a groundbreaking fitness competition that has been empowering athletes since 1997 with a rich background as a gym owner, physical education teacher, coach, professional wrestler, and fitness trainer. He created a unique platform to inspire participants through health, fitness, and the spirit of competition.
Known for his innovative scoring system and diverse challenges, he has redefined fitness events by blending grace and physique competitions with obstacle courses and true grit challenges. Please welcome back Al Rosen.
Hey, Al.
Aloha.
Hey there.
Yes.
Aloha.
Aloha. So how goes there in Florida?
Oh, everything's good right now as long as we don't have any hurricanes.
Yes.
The weather's been nice.
No more hurricanes.
No more hurricanes. You know, we were there a couple months ago, and the weather's kind of similar to Hawaii.
Yeah, it is beautiful
nice
there in Tampa.
Yeah.
So Al, we wanted to have you back on because, as we get to the new year, people, they start thinking about getting in shape and fitness and New Year's resolutions. And one of the things that, Attilio and I really love about the Tri Fitness Challenge is that, like this is an event that you can train for, and, it's very diverse as far as the type of training that, needs to be done.
Well, let's break down the event. Let's talk about different parts of it, and Al, you'll give us an explanation on it. Let's talk about what part you want to talk about first, Adrienne?
Let's talk about the obstacle course. How did you come up with that, Al?
Yeah, we'll talk about the obstacle course.
Yes.
Well, based on some of the military obstacle courses, and I wanted to when I came up with it, I wanted something that people could accomplish, and I don't want it to be a real long. I wanted it to be more of a sprint.
Yes.
Type, obstacle course, rather than taking time, a half-mile type of obstacle course.
Yeah, and it's it
should take you about about a minute, right?
Is it about a minute?
Is the goal?
You want to be under a minute?
Well, we've been doing this for 27 and a half years now, and anybody that breaks 64 seconds, minimum 4 seconds, makes the all-time list.
Nice.
So we kept track, and there's probably about 400 people. So over the years that have broken that 64.
Yeah, and so and you've created training processes for each part of the obstacle course.
And the whole the technique is very important, because if you do the wrong technique, it could cost you a second or two.
Yeah.
And every second counts.
Yep.
Exactly. Every stutter step.
Yes.
It's probably a minute or 2 to 3 tenths of a second. Yeah. So you want to avoid stutter steps and be optimal and get on each of the obstacles.
Yes.
And some of the obstacles we have, like the 10-foot wall and the 15-foot cargo net. We have high jump pits, 30-inch thick mats underneath that you jump down onto and rebound off of it, and thing get off of them quickly.
Now, there's a second obstacle course. That one's super fun. What's that one, Adrienne?
The true grit.
True grit.
Really, you said it's super fun.
Fun.
I like the 1 minute sprint, the obstacle course. I like that one way better than the true grit. That true grit's kind of, whoo.
It's challenging, and it makes you come in touch with your past ancestors. But tell us about true grit.
How did you come up with that one, Al?
Yeah, so that's the second one.
The true grit is a 230-yard one, and there's no and it's something that anyone could train and throughout the country. So all you need is a kettlebell, a couple weight plates, etc. And we have all the kind of instructions online.
Yes.
So it's a longer course. And there's a lot of stopping and starting. So I'll go over it. So you have a 20-yard shuttle run, 10 yards down, 10 yards back, make it 20 yards in. Then you go down 5 extra yards and you go over a 5-foot wall.
Yep.
After the wall, you can jump down. You go through a 15-foot running grid. Mm-hmm. Then you have to stop to do 3 push-ups with your chest touching a medicine ball and bear crawl through a 15-foot chute, and do a forward roll on the other side of the chute.
Yep.
And then come out of that, then you go around a 5-cone weave. Then on the 6th cone, you make the turn to come back. Now the course is laid out over a 50-yard field. But the first half, because of the shuttle run, is 70 yards.
Yep.
Then you come over, you work your way back, you flip a 161-pound tire over it, and you flip it back. And that's the start and stop. And then you go down another 10 yards, get a 25, or for men, a 35-pound kettlebell.
Yes.
Swing it 5 times to the top of your head. Then you sprint down another 10 yards to a 6-inch box. You do jumping jacks, we call them straddle jacks, on top of the box, 10 of those. Then you go down another 5 yards to a
weighted jump rope.
Oh no, I lost the farm carry.
Oh, that's
3
right.
squats.
Yep.
Okay, 3 with 30 women with 35-pound plates, guys with 45-pound plates. You do 3 squats, carry them down 10 yards and 10 yards back, drop, and then you run down to the 15-yard line, even with the wall, and do get a 4-pound heavy rope, jump that 10 times, and you go around the cone at the goal line, the original starting line. Then you run 10 yards to a 30-inch hurdle, 10 yards to a 24-inch hurdle, 10 yards to a 24-inch hurdle, 10 yards to go under a 30-inch bar. Then you go around the cone and sprint back 40 yards.
Nice. I was tired just hearing it.
So with just these two events, it kind of sounds like a cross between like a Spartan race and a Ninja Warrior obstacle course.
Would that be how you describe it?
It's more of a sprint. Versus, Ninja Warriors, a lot of climbing and back and grip strength and stuff like this. There's a lot of stopping and going. Sprint 10 yards, do something. Sprint 10 yards, do something else, etc.
Yeah, that was a pretty difficult event. And then the other one is the fitness skills. How did you come up with those skills?
Yeah, tell us what are the fitness skills and what do they have to do?
Well, the fitness skills I came up with years ago, I used to train a lot of professional athletes. I owned my gym, and we had this big platform, and it was 20 inches high, and I used to do a lot of group training, and especially with college baseball players, and we used to jump up and down for 30 seconds on this 20-inch platform to see who could do the most. So then when I came up with the event, I said, let's do box jumps, and I put a cheer floor underneath it, raising it, making it an 18-inch jump. And then I came up with the number 50, and we just time it. And then the shuttle run, I came up with that from the old suicide days of training. And then the bench. It was hard to come up with something that'd be equal with people's body weights. Like you can't do pull-ups and stuff like that. So we came up with bench press, but we're lenient as far as the rules. So it's more of an endurance bench that you are benching girls 60% and the guys 80% of their body weights. And for repetitions with a maximum of 50 reps. And it has a 5.0 start value, and you get 1/10 of a point per repetition. So if you do 23 reps, it's a 7.3 score. And all our events are put into a 10-point score system, like a gymnastic meet.
And then so you've got the all-around, and you have individual events.
The other thing I want to point out to our listeners, this is not all done like one after another. These are kind of broken up into
2 days.
2 days. And then what else, Adrienne?
I just want to point out, too, one of the competitors this year did 63 reps. 63 reps at 60% of her body weight, because it's a female competitor, and that was just
amazing.
I mean, that's got to be a record.
That's
a lot of bench press reps.
Sure is. I think she was benching 75 or 80 pounds.
Wow.
And then for the ladies, because this started off as an all-female competition, right, Al? Is that the history?
Back in '97, we started as our first one in '98 was all girls, and then I switched it. But it's for some reason it stayed a lot of women. And it's kind of strange because males, for some reason, are intimidated to get out there on the island by themselves. I had one guy who won I trained. He won the Broken Skull Challenge on TV. Steve Austin, Ninja Warrior. He told me that most guys think it's too hard. They want me to eliminate on the obstacle course some of the obstacles. But if a 79-year-old woman could do it, I think anybody could do it. It's a matter of training.
Training and mindset, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Now, talk about the part that the other two parts that the women do.
That the men do not do.
That the men don't do.
It's an optional grace and physique event. And where the girls wear a bikini and judged in symmetry, grace and poise, overall appearance. And then there's the fitness routine event, which is almost like a gymnastic routine.
Floor routine,
It's like a floor routine. It's depicting strength, moves, flexibility, and choreography.
Yes.
And which, let me say, Adrienne won it this year.
Nice.
Coming back from 2 ACL tears.
Yes.
Yes. That's called mind over matter or mind over knees.
And Al encouraged me to come back. I was kind of hesitant about coming back and actually doing the fitness routine. I didn't know that I would be ready, but
that was pretty good.
Al really encouraged me to just do it.
I was there, and Adrienne was going up against some ladies, maybe
half my age,
half your age, and you kicked their ocoles. That's fine. And it was nice to be able to participate in that. Al, what was the main reason why you added the men to those parts of the competition, as opposed to being just all women all these years?
I wanted the men to be able to challenge themselves as well as children, and which they can. And all the we had a kid. I think we had a kid 5. We had a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of challenging yourself. And it's great to see a grandmother with a daughter and a daughter there, all doing the same event.
Yeah.
So this, we're talking about ages. What is the age range from this last competition? What was it, youngest to the oldest?
5 to 79.
79. Nice. Wow. Yeah. So someone that's 79, do they do all of the same kind of things, or is there modifications?
Okay, on the box jumps, we lowered the box to 16 inches, which actually 14 inches, because the 2-inch sheer floor, and then on the true grit, we lowered the plates from 35 down to 25.
Okay.
Nice. You still had to carry 50 pounds, 20 yards.
Yep.
So
you
make the size of a small grandchild.
So that you make some modifications, and then the jumps don't actually have to be jumps. They're like, you could do a step up instead of a jump.
Exactly. As long as it's 50 repetitions with both feet touching the top of the box. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can step them, you can run ups, or obviously the fastest way is jumping them.
Yeah, I would say that people out there listening, like if you're like a F45 group or Orange Theory, Core Power,
or you're like to run the Spartan runs,
or
you're just
or
active.
You're a company with a fitness goal for your employees, and you just want to get everybody together for some kind of group event. We did see like one big private gym from where, Alabama?
Yeah, they had so much fun.
They had like 20-some people, over 20-some people come in and came down as a group, and it was fun.
You know what it is? It's for the athlete. It was 45, 50 years old that grew up doing gymnastics or softball or cheerleading and traveling or soccer, traveling as a team, and misses the camaraderie of traveling with your team, or for the person who never had that opportunity. You know, that parents didn't put them in the sport, and all of a sudden they're at a gym, and the gym says we're going to do this event, and they get the chance to travel together, stay together, and have the camaraderie of a team. Yeah. And I think that's what most of those people from Alabama really enjoyed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think I'm in that category you described. I didn't really do a lot of that stuff competing in high school, but in my adult years now, I work out a lot, and it's good to have something to work towards. Yes, and then just having the culture, the group of people that are a part of the Tri Fitness. It's very just positive, inclusive, uplifting, and it's great to see everybody each year. I think it was nice just to, it didn't matter what your body shape was and stuff. It was just nice to see people moving, and then even the female competitors getting into the swimsuit competition, and it wasn't any surface level, this exterior aesthetic that was totally out of reach of everybody. It was just you being comfortable on the stage and being proud of your body. I think it was a part of, there's some women that maybe at one time weighed 230 pounds and dropped 80 pounds down to 150 pounds. Yeah. We never think about wearing a bikini on the beach. And they said, well, let me go ahead and just challenge myself and do this. And I'm out of my comfort zone. But a lot of things you're out of your comfort zone. Yes. And
but it's the feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, I think the most rewarding things we achieve in life are things that are outside our comfort zone, not within it. That's for sure. All right, so
now, like, I want to talk back to, like, I had started this competition back when I lived in Florida, and I think I had met Al back in, I think it was maybe 2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
So in the early days of the competition, and you do have some ties to Hawaii and some, like, local Hawaii celebrities. So let's talk about that, because I remember
about your Hawaii connection.
Yeah, and I remember that he was part of that event.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in 1979, I went over and I wrestled for High Chief Peter Maivia, and we all actually lived together in the office. But it was a 7-year-old Dwayne Johnson, and that was like a year before they actually when they started the Young Rock show. They started him at 8 years old. So, but I was there in 79 and 80, and I'm actually Dwayne's godfather. They're actually over there right now. They premiered Moana. I know his mom is still there.
Yeah,
and they've been there for like the last 3 weeks or so. And
wait, Al, didn't his mom compete in this Tri Fitness a couple years back?
Yeah, she trained for it, and she's been to a bunch of them. She was actually training. We actually have a video out there online of her training on the obstacle course and doing fitness skills.
Nice.
Then he needed her to go to a movie premiere. So it was the same date. That was back, I guess, about 9 years ago.
Yeah.
But he supported the event. And then part of my family is Tanga Fafita, the first Tongan wrestler. He's better known as Haku or Ming in the WWE or WWF back then. Yeah. And we're brothers, and now his whole family has 3 sons that are wrestling in the WWE. And so all the Tongan people out there, okay, Mailolei, and to all the Samoan people, Talofa.
Talofa. And you're welcoming to sign up for the Tri Fitness next year. So let's talk about
what's happening this next year, 2025.
What month in the 2025 do you think you'll be holding it?
It'll be the Veterans Day weekend, second weekend of November.
Okay.
In Tampa, Florida. And if anybody's a coach out there that has a gym and they want to interested in bringing a team, to go ahead and call me. I don't mind even giving my number 813-263-2779. I'm on Facebook and on Instagram, and I will help you try to put together a team like a lot of people in Southern Illinois or Alabama or Texas, etc.
Well, we got to have more people on the Hawaii team because it's a team of 2 right now, Adrienne and myself. And so it'd be great.
But I've had a lot of comments based on my postings where people are curious. So we're inviting any of our listeners. You want to come and train with us?
Come with Adrienne and Attilio. We'll go to Tampa next year and compete in the Tri Fitness competition.
We need more Hawaii representatives.
Yeah. Hey, we're the fittest state in the United States. Let's show them. Show them in Florida.
That's right.
And okay, so Al, these the Veterans Day weekend. November, nobody has any excuses right now because you're getting
lots of advance notice.
This is basically 11, 12-month head start on it. The thing that you're going to call up these coaches is you're going to give them the training regimen for this competition that they can incorporate, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what a lot of people use it, and for a lot of gyms, it creates an extra class, which creates extra income for the gym owner. Yeah, but it's a of camaraderie of somebody putting together a team, and that other gyms don't have, and traveling together, just like we spoke about, that camaraderie thing, and to compete in up to 7 events.
Yeah, I tell people wow, we just do the sparring thing, but I'll tell you, Adrienne and I, we've brought our team to the sparring thing. We've done the sparring. You're just like a number in the masses going through there. The experience that we have with the Tri Fitness is much more intimate and personal. You get to pretty much know everybody, and I made some good friends, people that we have never known before, but we met them that day on the warm-ups and the trainings and the competition, and It's like-minded individuals. That's what I like about it. And you get to know these people over a couple of days as opposed to just being some number in these huge
and they continue to
events.
Encourage each other, when you're, having challenges and, if you don't feel like training, it's, it's just an added support.
Yeah. And then I think it's inspiring to see all the different ages and abilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the largest. We say the Tri-Fitness family is the largest family in the world. Okay, and of course, anybody that ever competes at our events, we get to know.
Yeah.
And I would say the people come away with at least 20 new friends.
Yes.
Because it's all about challenging yourselves. You're not in it to I ask people, what would you rather have, win a trophy or have 20 new friends?
Yeah.
And the people that say 20 new friends and to be able to challenge myself, they kind of get it.
Yeah.
Unless you're grouchy, then you're like, I want the trophy. But, for me, it was 20 new friends and one enemy, the person who beat me. No, I'm just kidding. He's still my friend, too, Shane.
Well, I want to...
From Alabama. He's my good friend.
So when I had left Florida and come to Hawaii, I had missed the Tri-Fitness so much and just being so far and, raising my kids and everything. Really had missed the culture and the community and I was just so happy to be able to come back. And it's like I never left.
Al, what was as we're wrapping it up, tell the audience, what was the honor that you bestowed upon Adrienne on this last competition?
Oh, Adrienne was inducted into the Tri-Fitness Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And starting, I think it was back in 2011.
Nice.
We induct people who've been with us for a minimum of 10 years.
Nice.
And along with their accomplishments, etc.
Yeah.
And you have notable people that competed with us and that went on to WWE, like Tori Wilson and Lisa Rivera, Victoria, that are in the WWE Hall of Fame. Actually, Dwayne's whole family is in in the Tri-Fitness Hall of Fame, excuse me.
Yeah.
And now it was honor because Adrienne's been around. Like you said, she started with us in 2000.
In her 20s.
Yeah, she competed in 2001 in Las Vegas. Then she competed in California with us, and then she was back here in Florida. After raising her kids, so she never forgot us. And we love her for it.
And I think most of the people just went on to compete, running around with their grandkids because they're in better shape. And what more could you want? Well, Al, thank you so much.
Yeah, we've got to wrap it up. But thank you, Al, for being our guest. And we're looking forward to seeing you for the 2025 Tri-Fitness Challenge.
We're going to have you in back on the show for an update as we progress through the year towards that date.
Yes.
How's that sound, Al? Have you on again?
Sounds great. Hey, and your pictures are in the mail.
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Al.
Have them on Monday.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Al.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jodie and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson, Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphi with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dream House Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Jake of Go Local Power.
If you want to get hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.